Right, basically, everyone knows what HDR is. It's a combination of 3 or more shots. Underexposed shot, perfectly exposed shot, overexposed shot. With those 3 shots, you've got a lot more dynamic range, a lot more information to deal with to make a picture. The reason you have one shot underexposed is to retain a bit of detail in the highlights. The reason you overexpose a shot is to get a bit more information out the shadows. And your mid-range shot is your so-called perfectly balanced exposure. So all you want to do is set your camera up to take 3 shots. 1 perfectly exposed, or so the camera thinks. 1 picture 2 stops under, and 1 picture, say, 2 stops over. So there you've got your 3 shots, which you can then pull into Lightroom or whichever editing software you use. You've got all that detail to make your final image. So what you want to do is you want to set your camera up to take 3 continuous shots, just like that, without having to touch it. See, what I used to do is I used to just shoot my HDR shots in manual. Camera on a tripod, set my aperture up, set my ISO up, whatever. Take a picture, adjust my shutter speed, take a picture, adjust my shutter speed, take a picture. But every time you touch that camera, you've got chances of moving it, and then you'll get ghosting, and then it's just a pain in the ass when you come to edit in the picture. So you want to set your camera up to be able to just sit on a tripod, press the shutter button once, and it goes beep, 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 and takes 3 pictures without you even touching the camera. That's what you want? Brilliant. This is how I set my camera up. Now, I've got a battered old 5D Mark II. I can't say anything about Nikon cameras or Sony cameras or Panasonic cameras because I don't use them, but I'm guessing that this camera is now 10, 12 years old. So all the cameras from this up to now can do this anyway. You just need to look in the settings. So yeah, this is how I set it up. Pretty straightforward, easy to do. Right, turn him on. Off he goes. First of all, we go to the top of the camera. Now that's just how it's set, how I normally shoot. I always shoot in cloudy white balance. I always shoot in RAW. Pretty much always shoot in f/16, and my ISO is normally always 100. And the only thing that ever changes is my shutter speed, because I'm always pretty much shooting in manual. But we're going to set this baby up for HDR. Right, so what we do, go across, bang them in aperture value, come across to this side, leave everything as is, except go to drive, press the drive button, and on the wheel on the back of your camera down here, turn him so he's on 2-second timer like that, that little picture. Cool. Now press the shutter button. That's that set. Put our aperture, turn the top wheel this time, on whatever aperture you want to shoot your HDRs at, but let's just say I go for f/14. Cool. So the camera's set up there now at the minute for a 2-second timer, f/14, ISO 100, cloudy white balance, shooting in RAW. Yeah, nothing much has changed. Cool. Right, now what we do is turn the camera over. Sorry, you got my ugly mug in the picture. We press menu. Now we turn the dial to the first one here, second one, sorry, and at the top we've got automatic exposure bracketing. At the minute it's just set to take one shot. So now we press the select button, which brings it up, darker to the left, brighter to the right, just like your histogram. And the wheel on the top, turn him clockwise once, twice, 3 times. Now what it's telling you is it's going to take 3 shots, 1 underexposed, 1 so-called perfectly exposed, and 1 overexposed. Press select on that. Cool, see? There it is. It's not just 1, it's 3 bracketed shots. Brilliant. Now we go. Nope. Go back to our menu because we've set that up. Cool. Now go back to the top of the camera. And there you go. The camera's now set up with the 3 bracketed shots. 2-second timer, f/14, 3 bracketed shots. Perfect. That's it. All set up. Now if you've got a camera like mine and on the top you've got custom buttons, custom 1, custom 2, custom 3, well, what I do is he's all set up to shoot my HDRs. f/14, like we said, ISO 100, shooting in RAW, cloudy white balance. It's going to take them 3 bracketed shots. It's going to be on the 2-second timer. What I do is I go to the back of the camera, press menu. I think it's the 5th one across, turn the top wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's the 6th one across. There it is. Camera user settings. Go into that one, select register, press him again, See the mode dial? I'm going to set this to mode dial 1. So whatever settings my camera's on at the minute, if I press select, it will save them settings. Go across to OK. OK. How the camera was set up just then, I've saved them all to custom settings 1. Brilliant. Come out of the menu, turn the camera off. This is just to prove that it saves it. Right, now turn the camera on. Back to the top of the camera. It's in AV, look. Go across to there. F14, ISO 100, 2-second timer. It's pretty much back to normal apart from the 2-second timer. Now if I go across here to C1, then come back across, voila. It's all ready to shoot 3 bracketed exposures. F14, 3 shots, underexposed, overexposed, 1 so-calledly perfect exposed. ISO 100, 2-second timer. Brilliant. Go back across here, go to say manual or AV, back to normal. It's only going to take 1 shot. It's back on F16, what I normally shoot at. Back across, C1, back across there, all set up, 3 bracket shots. That's it. It's all ready to rock and roll. Saved in there for life. Lovely job. Right, so my camera's all set up now. Turn it on. Go to C1. And if you haven't got on your camera, if you haven't got these custom functions like C1, C2, C3, you still set it up the same as, but that was just something added to save it. So for future reference, you haven't got to keep setting it all up. You haven't got to keep going into the menu, auto exposure bracketing. So basically turn your camera on, turn him on to C1. If you look on the back of the camera there, he's all set with the bracketed bits. Look, camera on a tripod, focus like you normally would. Like I said, you only want to touch the camera once, so it's on a tripod, it's all focused, ready to rock and roll. Press the button, timer, takes 3 shots. Brilliant. Don't need no cable release. You're not touching the camera. That 2-second little lapse gives the camera time to settle. Take a picture, settle. Easy. Proper job. Now you've got 3 shots to play with. 1 underexposed, 1 kind of how it should be, 1 overexposed. Put into your editing software and have a play with and see what you can do. So that's how I set up my camera for HDRs. Cool. Hope it helps. Cheers.